I'm responsible for making sure the competency is available in terms of SAP S/4HANA. Okay, and regarding these trainings, I'm conducting this SAP S/4HANA trainings from last 2 years, because although logistics is only 1-year-old product, but SAP came up with SAP S/4HANA in year 2014. Okay, when they came up with SAP Simple Finance. So I was taking these sessions on SAP S/4HANA, SAP Simple Finance, and now I'm also responsible for SAP Simple Logistics. Okay, so this is about me. Now let me take some time to introduce you what exactly is SAP Simple Logistics. Okay, and then maybe we'll talk about what are the things that you can expect out of this course. Okay, so let me just process further. So what is SAP S/4HANA exactly? Okay, and what is the difference between SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA? Anybody have any answer on this? Somebody wants to speak out? What do you think? What is the difference between SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA? Anybody? Michael, Suresh, Anil? Okay. Okay, no issues. See, why I'm asking this question is because I know there is a very big confusion in the market, that many people think that SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA is a single thing, is the same thing. Okay, many consultants think that if I'm working on ECC system, which is on Oracle database, and if I just replace my Oracle or SQL Server database to SAP HANA, automatically I can say, yes, I am working on SAP S/4HANA. But that is not the case at all. SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA are two different things. SAP HANA is a database. It is just replacing your Oracle or SQL Server database. While SAP S/4HANA is an application. Now, what do you mean by application? Application is what you do to do the transactions. So ECC is an application. ECC EHP6, ECC EHP7, these are all the applications. They are the business suites, right? So SAP S/4HANA is not only the database, it is a business suite. And obviously, this business suite is completely built on SAP HANA database. So like if I give you the example today, you are working on ECC on Oracle database. So ECC is your application which is using Oracle or SQL Server as a database. But when we are saying SAP S/4HANA, so SAP S/4HANA is an application which is built on SAP HANA database. You cannot implement SAP S/4HANA on any other database. SAP HANA is the only database which is supported by SAP S/4HANA application. Okay, so this is the basic difference between SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA. Now, most of you must be knowing SAP HANA was launched in year 2011. Okay, so around 5 years back. And you already know that from last 2 years or from last 4 years, there was a huge demand for the consultants who are knowledgeable on SAP HANA database. The reason is because most of the companies, they realized that SAP HANA is obviously better than the traditional databases when it comes to performing the reporting and doing the transactions, and that is the reason many companies already migrated to SAP HANA database. Okay, but only in year 2014 SAP came up with the application, with the new application called as SAP S/4HANA. Okay, so SAP HANA was launched in year 2011, SAP S/4HANA was launched in year 2014. Now, this was a first version of SAP S/4HANA, and actually speaking, SAP S/4HANA has a very vast scope. The whole logic of creating S/4HANA is to simplify all the processes, simplify the data model, simplify the way in which the user will perform the transactions. So it is a very large scope, and it is not a product which can be developed in 1 or 2 years. That is the reason it is under process as of today also. And over the next 2 years, this product will be evolved because there are a lot of things which will come onto this product in next 2 years. Okay, so what is available as of today and what is expected in future? So as of today, the core business processes, which are the core business processes? FICO, MM, SD, PP, these are the core business processes. While CRM, SRM, these are some additional functions which are provided by SAP. So as of today, there is no change in CRM. As of today, there is no change in SRM, SLM. All these components, APO, are as it is. But the core business processes like MM, SD, PP, FICO, all these are already simplified. Okay. So when SAP launched 2014, it was not at that time that all these core business processes were simplified. Only financial processes were simplified in the first version of SAP S/4HANA. And that is the reason the official product name of that particular product was not SAP S/4HANA, it was SAP Simple Finance. Why it was SAP Simple Finance? Because only financial processes were simplified, rest of the processes were as it is. Okay, and only in year 2015, the month of November, that is 11th month of 2015, that is the reason this product is called as SAP S/4HANA 1511. 15 is the year and 11 is the month. Okay, so this 1511 is a version which is only launched in November 2015, which is the first version of SAP Simple Logistics. Okay, obviously it includes all the simplifications which are available in Simple Finance plus the simplifications which are part of the logistics functionalities. So as of today, as I told you, FICO with Simple Finance, MM, SD, PP, these are the core business processes which are simplified, and in future even CRM, SRM, APO, IBP, there is a long list which is also going to be part of the simplification list in SAP S/4HANA. Okay, so now coming to, I think you got the idea what exactly is SAP S/4HANA. It is a new application which is simplifying the core business processes. Not only that, as I told you, business processes are obviously simplified. The database is also simplified. Database is also simplified means the number of tables. There were some redundant table called as aggregate tables and all. You will understand when we talk about all these tables, but I'm just giving you the overview. So there were a lot of tables which were getting updated whenever you were doing the transaction. And that is the reason system was taking more time to generate the transaction and to provide the report. But now with the simplification in database or simplification in the data model, the number of tables are also minimized, due to which the system will perform faster. This is a second benefit. So first is simplified processes, second is simplified data modeling. Third thing is again a very important thing, simplification in user interface. So the way in which you were doing the transactions till now, you must be knowing that we are using SAP T codes which are available from years, from 15-20 years we are using the same T codes to run the business transactions. Okay, and the screens are more or less same as they were 15 years back. Okay, but the world is growing. Okay, nobody wants to see sit in the front of the computer to do the transaction. Everybody is interested now to do the transaction from their mobile devices, from their tabs, from anywhere in the world. Okay, so all these things are only possible. Here, can you just mute yourself? There is some background noise. Zahir, please mute yourself.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So the world is moving. Everybody wants to do the transaction on their mobile devices, and everybody is looking for the screens which are simple to use rather than remembering the transaction codes, and within the transaction code also there are a lot of fields. So it is not very easy for the new users to perform the transaction on the old screens. And that is the reason SAP has came up with a completely new concept of user interface called as SAP Fiori. So with the use of SAP Fiori, the screens are going to be simplified. I'm not saying all the screens are already simplified, because this is also in process. Many screens are already simplified, but there are many screens, there is many work to be done on SAP Fiori area. Okay, so simplification in processes, simplification in data model, simplification in user interface, all these 3 points are making SAP S/4HANA a completely new product. That is the reason, if you see my next slide, I have started off with SAP S/4HANA is SAP's next generation business suite, which is designed to help you run simple. Why simple? You remember the 3 points. Simplification in processes, simplification in data model, and simplification in user interface. So it is built on advanced in-memory platform SAP HANA, as I told you. The backend or the database of SAP S/4HANA is always going to be SAP HANA. It offers the personalized user experience with SAP Fiori. So simplification in terms of user interface with SAP Fiori. Another important point is deployable in cloud or in premise. So this is one of the biggest benefit of SAP, because till now SAP was not available as a part of cloud. Only I think in year 2012 or 13 SAP came with the concept of going on to cloud. Okay, what do you mean by the cloud computing? The cloud computing is a thing which allows the companies to start using the software as a service rather than purchasing the hardware, purchasing the servers and implementing everything on their premises. They don't need to worry about all this hardware cost. They just need to pay the subscription fees and the software will be available to them to use. Okay, so this particular functionality was not available in SAP till 2013, but as a part of SAP S/4HANA, this functionality is also now available. The companies can decide whether they want to go on cloud or they want to continue to use on-premise solutions. Okay, and I have given you the overview. SAP S/4HANA was launched in 2014, which is also called as SAP Simple Finance. So earlier, when SAP Simple Finance was launched, it was called as SAP Simple Finance. But as of today, because everything is now SAP S/4HANA, so the official product name has been replaced from Simple Finance to SAP S/4HANA Finance. Okay, and the last version, which was not the last version, the first version of Simple Logistics was launched in November 2015, which is called as SAP Enterprise Management. Why it is called as Enterprise Management? Because it contains both Simple Finance as well as simplifications in the logistics. And as of today, the latest version which is available for SAP S/4HANA is 1610. Last month itself, SAP came up with a new version which is called as 1610. That is October 2016. Okay, so this is about the overview of SAP S/4HANA. Now let's talk about what are the things that we are going to see in this course. What are the things which we are going to cover in this course? Okay, so we will start off with the very basics of what SAP S/4HANA is. So I just given you the overview, but there are a lot of other things which you will be interested in knowing, like what are the benefits of SAP HANA over the traditional databases? Why SAP HANA is faster? So some of the things you must have heard, in-memory computing, column-based data storage. But when I ask you what exactly is meaning of that, I'm not sure whether you will be able to answer, because that is something we don't think of. We just know that, okay, it is column-based, but how column-based is better? What is the difference between column-based and row-based? So all these answers you will be getting in the first session of our course. Okay, and then we'll start off with the basics of SAP S/4HANA. So I told you simplifications are done in the processes, simplifications are done in the data model, simplifications are done in the user interface. But what simplifications are done? What is the list of simplifications? How to check that? All that things we'll see in the session where we are going to talk about the basics of SAP S/4HANA. Roadmap for SAP S/4HANA, I have given you the overview that it was started in 2011, then 2014 Simple Finance, but with complete detailed overview of what exactly is the status as of today, we'll understand in the roadmap of SAP S/4HANA. Current and future versions, again I have given you the hint, but what are the functionalities which are available as of today? What are the functionalities which will be available in the future? All that things we'll talk about when we talk about current and future versions. Activate methodology is one of the very hot topic these days. The reason is the way in which we implement SAP projects, we were following SAP methodology till now. But now for SAP S/4HANA projects, not only for SAP S/4HANA, whatever products will come from SAP now onwards, SAP has been obsolete, and SAP has proposed a new methodology called as Activate methodology, which has some changes compared to SAP methodology. So we'll have the overview of that, what exactly is Activate, okay, in one of the session, and then we'll talk about the functionalities, like what has been changed from the master data point of view. So master data includes your material master, includes your customer, vendor, business partner master data, okay, and then module by module. So we are going to focus on 3 modules. First is sales and distribution. Second is procurement. Procurement includes all the materials management transactions, and production planning, which is PP. So these are the 3 modules in which we are going to see what is changed. We are not going to learn the complete modules from scratch. So I'm expecting somebody from you is from MM, from SD or PP. So I'm not going to talk about the basic processes of MM. I'm going to talk about what is new in MM from SAP S/4HANA point of view. So wherever there is a change, I will explain you how this functionality was being used till now and what will be the change in future. Okay, and once we complete all these things with the configuration, we will go to the next step called as conversion. Now, what is the meaning of conversion? Conversion means there are 2 kinds of projects that you will get in SAP S/4HANA. One is the completely new implementation. Okay, the customer was not using SAP at all, so we'll go and start implementing as a completely fresh product. But there is a second kind of project which is called as a conversion project or a migration project, which means customer is already using SAP from last several years and now he wants to migrate to SAP S/4HANA. So how to convert the data from ECC to S/4HANA is something that we are going to understand in the conversion process. So conversion process, conversion prerequisites, which ECC versions can be migrated to SAP S/4HANA, which versions need some adjustment before they migrated to SAP S/4HANA, and what are the tools that we are going to require to convert our existing ECC system to S4. So this will talk about all these things, okay, what we are going to talk about in the course. Okay, so now if you have any questions related to the course content, you can proceed to ask your question. But if you have any questions which are related to the administrative task, like what will be the timings and what will be the fees, for that you need to contact Zahir directly. He will be able to provide you the complete details.
Hi, my name is Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes, Michael.
I'm just wondering, I was planning to take the course SD, the SAP SD. I think you're giving the whole general idea of Hana. Are we going to be on specific module of SAP SD, or we're going to stick with the whole Hana, SAP Hana?
No. This is not the training of SAP HANA. As I told you, in the first session, I will just give you the overview of SAP HANA so that before we start SAP S/4HANA, we know how all these things started. But once the first session is completed, we are completely going to concentrate on SAP S/4HANA. We are not going to be going into the technicalities of SAP HANA. We are only going to focus as a functional consultant from the functional areas point of view. So as I told you, when we are saying SD, we are going to see all the data changes which are happening in SD.
Okay, thank you.
As for enrollment process, okay, you can just contact on given number. Okay, those are interested, so we are going to be start this batch as soon as possible. Okay, and where you'll get this system access for 2 months, live recording training videos of 30 hours, okay, as well as you'll get the standard genuine documents which is available on SAP websites, the simple logistics, as well as this Gaurav will provide you the standard PPD which is prepared by Gaurav, okay, as well as we'll conduct mock interview after completion of course. Okay, if you need course completion certificates, we will provide to you. Okay, so those guys will join within this week. Okay, so we'll give some discount. Okay. So if you have any more questions, you can call on this number. Okay, and related to for complete simple logistic questions, you can ask to Gaurav. Gaurav is here. Yeah.
If you have any questions related to the course content, anything that you want to clarify from the syllabus point of view, please go ahead.
Yeah, a system access, that will be a premise edition 1511.
The access will be provided to 1511. There is a reason behind that. We don't want to give you 1610, although we have that version available. The reason is it is still not tested. Okay, because this is a completely new product which was launched only 15-20 days back. So before actually giving the training on that, we need to be very sure that everything is working fine, otherwise it will create a confusion. That is the reason we are going to start off with 1511 only, because that is a matured version now. All the processes are working fine, and at the end of the sessions, at the end of the course, I will give you the overview of what has been changed compared to 1511. Although, as I told you, in the core business processes like MM, SD, PP, there are not much of changes. The reason is, as I told you, the future plan is to simplify the other areas apart from the core business processes. Since the core business processes are already simplified in 1511, in 1610 you will not find much of changes in the core business processes. Only some of the high-level processes, some of the cloud technologies like Ariba, Hybris, you'll find some of the changes in that area in 1610. But otherwise, 1511 is a very matured version that we are using, and you will not find any kind of challenges in that.
Hello? Hey guys.
Yes, Michael.
Thank you for the demo. I'm about to log out. When will be the next class will begin?
I think Zahir will get in contact with you, give you the details.
Yeah, the class will going to start as soon as possible within this week. Please call me on given number. Okay.
Okay.
Can explain each and everything in details.
Okay, give me a call. Like it's getting late in here. It's almost getting to 10, to 11.
Okay.
Give me a call tomorrow morning and we'll finalize it.
Okay. Do you like to enroll this course?
Yeah, I like it. It's
Okay.
kind of brief.
Okay. Sure. I will call you as soon as possible.
And what the instructor is going to be the same person until the end, right?
Yeah, Zahir. But I have your number. I will contact you. No issue.
I mean, well, this guy will be
Zahir.
with us until the last, right?
Right, Zahir.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. I'll be there till last.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Good night.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Raj, do you have any questions? Do you like to enroll? What about Suresh? Those guys will going to join this week. So I have decided to give some discount. Okay.
Yeah, so this course will be only on weekends, and the approximate duration will be 30 hours.
Weekend.
Timings we need to finalize because we need to check all the timings, which is we can discuss with you. It will be convenient for you. We'll make sure that the time is convenient for all.
What is your convenient time, Raj? Yeah. Suresh, are you there? Suresh, could you hear me? Yes.
Okay, Zahir. So can we?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Gaurav.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you were saying something about the discount and all that?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah. I
not
will.
yet?
I will inform you about discount. Okay. So you
Okay.
can just call on my given number. Okay. I will explain you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.